Hello and welcome to an as yet undisclosed location in London. More on that shortly, but for the regular viewers of this channel I want to address the title of this video because you're probably thinking, what on earth is this man doing? Why is he selling a Speciale again? Well, there's a very good reason for that, a very big reason for that. Do you guys remember when I flew the 458 Speciale to Dubai at the beginning of this year? Well, when I was out there, I teamed up with a company called NVN, and those guys applied a wonderful paint protection film to the Speciale. But one of the things that resonated with me about NVN was that it wasn't just a business, it was also about community. It was about embracing the wider culture and lifestyle of cars. It wasn't until I got back to the UK that I really missed that. I missed having this destination to drive to that I could just catch up with like-minded petrol heads, check out some fantastic cars, and ultimately just have an excuse destination to drive to. So if you haven't twigged yet and you're wondering why I'm stood in this whitewashed 14,500 square foot warehouse, is that I'm bringing NVN to the UK. So here we are. Now I'm not sure if the camera did the size of this place justice, but more about the Speciale first. Look, I'm as sad as you guys are that this car is ultimately going. It is now for sale. I mean, if anyone out there is genuinely interested, the car is for sale. It'll be at Stratstone Ferrari Wimslow. I'm sad to see it go, but you know, this car's been on the channel for over 12 months. Of all the cars I've owned, this car so far has been, I think, my favorite in terms of the content that we've activated with it. Now, I mentioned the whole reason that we're here today now in what will eventually become NVN UK is kind of this thing's fault. So if it wasn't for flying to Dubai with this car and then meeting the guys at NVN who have applied the paint protection film, which is currently on this car now, which has done an amazing job, yeah, I wouldn't have met them. I wouldn't have fallen in love with the formula of NVN and ultimately brought it over here to the UK. So as much as I've loved this thing, for me it's helped to activate essentially what is part of the next chapter of this channel. Yeah, and this car was not part of the plan at all. I mean, the TDF for me has always been a dream car since the day it launched, and then as soon as they hit the tarmac, the prices went crazy and I never thought I'd been in the position to own one. But that's why this car has to go. I need to put equity into this new venture. So I'm not the only one involved in it. I have partnered up with the guys from NVN in Dubai, but still, being a shareholder, you have to contribute, and the equity is going from this car. If it wasn't for this car, it would probably stay, but TDF, and I know the first drive video still needs to come with this, but I've been incredibly busy on projects like this that I haven't been able to tell you about. We also just so happen to have the TDF here because who's wondering what an F12 TDF V12 sounds like in an empty warehouse? So yeah, stay tuned for the end of the video for that, because take it from me, it sounds ridiculous. This place is 14,500 square feet. I've been trying to take photographs that even capture a percentage of how big this place feels. We've come up with a big wide angle with the cameraman miles away to try and capture how big it is. You know, I've been walking many steps now, so this gives you an idea of just how many cars we're going to be able to cram in to this colossal space. One of the things that really appealed to me with NVN in Dubai was their methods of applying PPF. I've never seen it anywhere else. It was like Apple has gone into PPF, and that's one of the reasons why this place is so whitewashed and clean. We're going to be installing these massive glass panels on these walls. Now, if you've ever watched the NVN video I did in Dubai, they have this really unique process where they lay out the sort of template of your car on this massive glass wall, and the installers then pull it off as a group. Often we will have 3, sometimes 4 people working on just one car. That way the application can be done so well. It's all hands on deck. I've never seen it applied like this anywhere else, and these are just the elements which add up to making this place a little bit more unique. So I'm just super pumped to be able to bring this to the UK. This area, the main area, is split up into bays, and each bay has its own process. So you might, for example, have wash bay over there, paint correction and preparation here, the actual area where you do the installation, and then quality control. That's just kind of a general flow. I'm going to be documenting this process from day one. The reason we're here is because this channel has evolved off the back of having an audience as awesome as you guys. And I've always valued your feedback from day one. Often you guys come up with some great ideas. Leave your comments below as to what you would like to see from a facility like this. We have the luxury and option of being able to do this from scratch. So if we pick up on some good feedback along our journey, we'll be sure to try and integrate that. All right, so as much as we are ultimately a business, this space here, from this boundary on, this is the bit which I'm really passionate about and what sets us aside from most others in this space. So one of the things that I mentioned which really gripped me about NVN was that it wasn't just a business, it was a brand that embraced the wider culture and community that surrounds cars. And I think that's something that we're lacking in London. So this space we're in right now is going to be the NVN Lounge. Now in Dubai it's themed almost like, dare I say, a New York loft style feel. There's like exposed brick wall and lovely big couches and tables with literature, all to do with this crazy world we're involved in. But more importantly for me, the idea is that guests and customers who are coming to NVN can enjoy their time here. There's no obligation. It's come in, say hello, talk about your car, watch other people's cars and treatments being done. It'll be an educational space as well, because there's so many elements and layers involved in car care, PPF, etc. That we'd love to be able to educate anyone who comes here. Also, what would car culture be without coffee culture? We're going to be taking it to the next level. We're going to be having a trained barista in-house to look after guests when they arrive. All of this, for me, it's not just about the cars. It's a much wider culture, and everything that overlaps with that, we're going to try and embody in this space with also some pretty special installations as well. But more on that when we document the progress soon. This lounge will also form a podcast destination. Now, I'm so excited about that because we're going to be able to film it as well as pull off the audio. But the environment in which we're doing it, we're going to have a backdrop of ever-evolving cars. And we're going to be having loads of special guests here as well that maybe we might be able to get you guys down for special events, which will be very, very cool. The upstairs is this big walled area here. So it follows pretty much the same floor space as the lounge area does there. But what we'd love, and this is a sort of early vision right now, nothing set in stone, but obviously this is basically going to act as a gallery to overlook this whole space, which from a point of view, certainly from my point of view, being able to come up with creative angles and to be able to share and document this space for you guys, imagine having this with a massive pane of glass in it, just being able to look over all of the cars and work happening. So we've had 2 fairly new cars join the channel recently, the Miami Blue GT3 and the F12 TDF, and I've seen a lot of questions and comments from you guys on both Instagram and and YouTube asking, has it got paint protection film applied on it? When's the PPF video coming? Well, I'm sure now you've gathered why I've been holding off on answering that and also showing you content on it. The GT3 has no PPF on it at all. In fact, that's just as it is from the factory. So we'll be doing some fairly substantial paint correction on that here. But also the TDF as well has no PPF on it. Actually, I lie. I haven't applied any, but from factory, it does have the front nose applied. So for those of you guys who might not know, there is a signature embossing of the prancing horse, aka the cavallino, on the wing there. That means that it's had PPF applied from factory, but everything else is completely exposed. We're gonna take this car to better than new. Of course, the idea behind PPF isn't just to protect the paint. Think of it as preserving a perfect car under it. This is a blank canvas. The GT3 is a blank canvas. We're going to take off the old stuff, make these cars look absolutely brand new, and then the idea is that you preserve them in this beautiful shrink wrapping that will make them look beautiful every time they get washed. So yeah, we immediately have two project cars, and I'm excited to be able to get these looking absolutely spotless. So this is the beginning of NVN UK. I still can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. This has been a project that has honestly been in the work for so long, and to be able to finally break this news and share it with you is monumental. I'm also mostly excited for the content to follow as a result of this project. It's going to be huge. Anyway, did promise that we were going to see what an F12 TDF sounds like in an empty warehouse. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I shall see you next time. Ciao.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.